Welcome back. It's Baddestondamic, where confidence meets purpose, faith meets glow ups, and becoming your best self is the only lifestyle we know. Today, we're talking about the foundation of every baddie success story, purpose, and what happens when you start running on vibes and start running on God's blueprint. Listen, you can chase goals all day, but if God didn't stamp it, it's just noise. So, I want all of us to get into it right now. I want to talk about purpose over pressure. You know why so many people feel burnt out? Because they're chasing goals that don't belong to them. And when I say this, I don't want you to think that you're chasing goals that are pointless, because that's not the truth. Sometimes people are just chasing things without praying about it. And I think you should pray about every single thing. I think you should pray about everything you do, what you plan on doing, what you want to accomplish, you know? Because when you do that, you know that God hears you. And you know you can have faith in God, and God is the most powerful. So you know that you're going to be good. If he knows what you got going on, cuz he always knows, but when you talk to him, it's a different connection. Then you feel so much better about what you're doing, because you know God's going to redirect you if you're going into the wrong direction, you know? But yeah, me personally, I ask, what makes a real baddie? A chosen baddie, you know? And I thank God. I know it's God, cuz God aligns my goals with his vision for my life. That's when everything starts to shift. When you realize that. When you stop moving out of anxiety, when you stop letting pressure control your decisions, and when you start walking in purpose, steady, confident, intentional. Okay? Some of you are fighting battles God never assigned you. You're drained because you're trying to carry things he never told you to pick up. You're frustrated because you're climbing ladders that don't lead anywhere. With me saying this, again, I don't want you guys to give up. With me saying this, I'm just saying, there are times where you just have to leave it to God. You just have to leave it to him and just pray about it and be like, Lord, like this is pretty heavy on me. I leave it all at your feet. And from there, you're just gonna see how things unfold. Let me say this: motivation fades, but purpose sustains. And listen, us baddies have motivation all the time, even when we don't feel like it. But we need to know that we need to motivate ourselves and each other. And when I say that motivation fades, I mean sometimes, not gonna lie, there's times when procrastination does get to you and you don't even listen to the motivation, But purpose, when you have that purpose in you and that motivation in you at the same time, you're so powerful, Now, why putting God first opens real doors? Let's be real. Life can be confusing. One week you're fired up, ready to conquer the world, and the next week you're like, why am I even doing this? That's why God needs to be at the center, because your strength runs out, but his doesn't. I know it's hard sometimes to accept the fact that we're not strong enough to do some things, but with God, we are, We're strong enough mentally, spiritually, physically. And yeah, I just want people to know, like, I don't mean it to sound like, oh yeah, like, this needs to happen in order for that to happen, I need to do this in order for that to happen. But at the same time, it's like when you tell God what you're going through, he hears you and he knows what's best for you? And I know sometimes it's hard to accept the fact that we're not as strong as we want to be, but that's why God has us. He got us. When God is involved, things are happening that don't even match your resume. People start recommending you, opportunities show up without you begging for them. Rooms open that you didn't know could, and doors open that you didn't even knock on. That's the power of divine alignment. And let's talk about peace. Because when God is guiding you, you don't have to force anything. You don't have to chase people. You don't have to cling to what's not working. God removes what distracts you. He softens what burdens you. He redirects what confuses you. And sometimes the blessing is not what God brings, it's what God removes. So, yeah, remember that with God, you're unstoppable, unshakable, and unbothered. Finding your God given why. This cuts deep. Every goal has a reason behind it. The question is the reason right? Are my intentions in the right place? Here are the real questions you need to ask yourself. Why do I want this goal? Does it align with who God is shaping me to be? Is this coming from purpose or from ego? Is this about growth or attention? Would I still want this if nobody clapped for me? Because let me tell you something. When your why is weak, you quit fast. But when your why is holy, the journey becomes holy too. You gain discipline, you gain clarity, you gain resilience. I want you to take a moment tonight where you turn off your phone, sit with your journal and ask God, what is my real why? Why do I want this? Why do I want to accomplish this? Why do I want to be this? Because once you get clear on that, Betty, you're unstoppable. Another thing I want to talk about is letting go of comparison. You know what kills purpose faster than failure? Comparison. You cannot walk confidently into your calling while staring at someone else's timeline and what they've accomplished. It's okay to be motivated, but to accomplish it because it doesn't really, to accomplish it just like, to accomplish it to prove people, personally, there are moments where I do accomplish things, to prove people, y'all said I couldn't do it, well, look at me now, I did it, but I want us to accomplish things because of us, we're doing what we're doing because of us, not for other people, and even if it is for other people, you're the one that's doing it, so make sure you stay strong and don't let other people get to you. God's plan for you is not meant to look like hers or his or anybody else's. Your breakthroughs are custom made. Your processes are custom made. Your timing is custom made. You're not late. You're not behind. You're just getting prepared. Some of y'all are comparing chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. And it's not fair to work. And it's not fair to the work that God's doing in you. Let me remind you. God did not make you to be a copy, but to be a blueprint. Stay focused, stay in your lane, and trust that what God has for you cannot be taken. So, I'm going to do I want to try to go in the mirror, okay, and repeat after me. I am walking in purpose. I move with intention. I choose alignment over pressure. My goals are God-led and not ego-led. God goes before me, so I cannot fail. I trust the pace and timing of my journey. I am a blueprint, not a copy. I am a baddie. The extra one was a little add-on. You're not chasing goals. You're walking into the identity God created for you. And baby, when God is the architect, the blueprint never fails. But let me rephrase that. You're chasing goals, right? But just make sure that you have God in the center. Just make sure that God's in the center, because if you're going to the wrong direction, He's going to redirect you. So yeah, this was episode 1 of motivation. In episode 2, we're diving into how to act like the person of yourself you're becoming, not the one you're trying to heal from. So stay tuned, stay aligned, stay powerful, stay a baddie, and I'll see you on the next one. Me on a baddest out.